Who do you think is going to be the next all-time actor?
It's Robert Pattinson. It's pretty simple. It's Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson is the next all-time actor. I think he might already be the all-time actor. Let me explain why. Robert Pattinson was famous for being in Twilight. And when he was cast as Batman, a lot of people were like, what, the Twilight guy? However, they'd obviously not watched Good Time. They'd obviously not watched him in The Lost City of Zed. They'd obviously haven't seen him. Well, I know he did Mickey 17 recently after the Batman, but they probably haven't watched that either, let's be honest. Robert Pattinson made a very interesting choice after having been in the Twilight movies. He was like, I'm done with this side of Hollywood. I am going to go and work with directors, with people that I want to work with. I'm not going to be in another big tentpole blockbuster unless it's something I genuinely want to do, that I find interesting, that I'm working with somebody interesting like Matt Reeves. So he went off and did films like The Rover. He went off and did the Lost City of Zed with specific directors that he wanted to work with. Not many actors do that nowadays. Actors used to do that. Actors used to want to work with specific directors, but nowadays actors just tend to want to be in the biggest blockbuster because that's what makes the most money and it's what makes them famous. And then they'll probably do something on the side, which is often referred to as Oscar bait, which is fine. If you want to work that way, that's the way you work. Robert Pattinson is different. And I think that's why he's going to stand the test of time as one of the best actors of all time. There are people in that list that Seth mentioned that I do think are great. I think Timothée Chalamet is an interesting actor. I personally think he's not going to stick around for as long as people think. He's not going to have as many hits as people think. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is fantastic. I love her in everything she's in. I think she is wonderful, and someone a bit more like Robert Pattinson, where she chooses projects, people over blockbusters and IP, although she was in Furiosa. And then another person he mentioned was Daniel Kaluuya. I would love to see him in more things. I think he's fantastic. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be in as much stuff as I would like him to be. Hopefully that will change. But what do you think? Do you think Robert Pattinson is the all-time actor or the next all-time actor? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.